Oh, sorry, Ferdy. Welcome to the stream. You're right. I guess I had my microphone not configured correctly. Hopefully you can hear me now. It's been a weird night for the stream. I tried to start it an hour and a half ago, but realized I had an appointment. So I'm back. Again, welcome. Some people in the Discord, I asked which list they would like to see this evening, and the majority of people seem to want to see this mono blue list that M. Hayashi threw together. So here we are. You should be able to see Cardboard Live, the plugin. I think it shows this list. I should have updated it. So I was just explaining kind of what the deal is with this list. Very simple mono base. It's clearly just mono blue with the 4 Mutavaults, kind of old school. 4 Castle Vantress. I have tried Castle Vantress in the past, and honestly, I felt it to be a little bit sketchy. Like, if you get an opening hand with like Castle Vantress plus Mutavault, I guess that's fine if your turn 1 is just Ether Vial. You can cast it off of Mutavault. So with this particular list, the only way that we're getting screwed on turn 1 is if we only have Castle Vantresses in our hand, which seems unlikely. But again, I have tested with 4 Castle Vantresses. I guess I was mostly doing my testing in Pioneer when I was running Mono Blue Devotion. So I think I'm going to just trim one of these Castle Vantresses. Not really down with running the playset, but I don't want to deviate too far from this list, just to get a real fair impression of what M. Hayashi is trying to do with the list. So trim one of the Castle Vantresses, and then very, very interesting that he has 4 Brazen Borrowers and no Tricksters. I mean, Ferdy, I guess running the Canopy Land is always an option. There's a ton of Burn and Prowess around, so potentially just protecting our life total with a painless mono base. I don't feel like I want to go with any pain lands just for this league this evening. Smuggler's Copter, an old favorite in various Merfolk builds. It's gone sort of in and out of favor. M. Hayashi just got a 5-0 with this build, so I'm here trying it again. If we try to just think like why this might be well situated in the metagame right now, potentially a bunch more flying creatures than usual with that new elemental kind of, what is it called, entity, something entity, Stormwing entity in the blue-red Prowess deck could potentially block that. You always have Mantis Riders in the format. I guess you've got various Ink Moths and such to worry about. But it's just something that you can cast with colorless mana, so it just makes it a little easier running the 4 Mutavaults. Hey, Fruit Kid, welcome to the stream. Oh, you have foil Smuggler's Copters. I think the card has gone slightly up over time. I'm not sure if it actually tanked again, like once it was banned. I think it was banned in Pioneer, right? So I am the one thing. Well, let me keep talking. I guess Silvergill Adept, 4 Spreading Seas, 8 Lords, all very basic for mono blue. But the flex slots are getting a little bit wild. 4 Harbingers. We were talking about this in the Discord. I hate Harbinger. I think that it's draft chaff. I think it's a garbage Magic card that should have been designed way differently and still wouldn't have been even pushed, much less broken. Like, if it just had flash, like, it would still not even be like a busted Magic card. Like, you need your opponent's creature to actually be tapped, so it's situational. Just a Merfolk that has flash, like, what's the big deal, you know? But they made it cost 2 extra. It's draft chaff. It's garbage. But the metagame is positioned such that there's a lot of creatures right now, and we are a tempo deck, so I can see Harbinger being very powerful right now. And speaking of powerful tempo bears in a sort of creature dominated metagame, I think that Tidebinder Mage is actually really well positioned, but we see M. Hayashi has chosen to go with Ether Gust for the red-green things rather than Tidebinder Mage. an interesting choice for me because our deck is an Ether Vial deck, we're a creature deck, we're a Merfolk deck, and if we have the choice between Tidebinder and Aether Gust, I feel like we'd start by going with Tidebinder. Always curious to hear what you guys think about any of these thoughts that I'm having. I guess Aether Gust hits spells as well as creatures, something that Tidebinder Mage can't really do. So I'll run it and we'll see how it goes. The Gust is better against Titan decks. Good call. It totally is. That's like the biggest strength because it plays through Cavern of Souls. So all right, let's try Aether Gust and we'll see how it plays. You can see he has the 4 deprives, the 4 forces, so tons of counter magic. 11 if you count Aether Gust. Dismember and Relic need no explanation. What does need explanation is why run 4 Brazen Borrowers over Trickster? Trickster is one of the best cards in the deck, always and forever. So I mean, I guess I understand like not losing to like Ensnaring Bridge, but I just can't abide not running Tricksters in some quantity. Yeah, there's got to be, you know, we need Merfolk in a Merfolk deck, so I'll stick with 2 of these guys, and then I'm gonna go 3 Harbingers, or you know what, I'll even go 2 Harbinger, 4 Trickster. And you know what? There's a lot of stuff like Soulscar Mage where Harbinger's actually pretty good. So I'll go 3 and 3, and we'll see how that feels. And I've never wanted more than 2 Brazen Borrowers. It might have something to do with playing with Chalice. Like if an opponent plays a 1-drop, then we bounce it back to their hand with Brazen Borrower, like Death Shadow. Now they can't cast it because of the Chalice. There's always tricky bounce things with Chalice. But that's it. I'm otherwise just going to keep it the same. I just trimmed 2 Borrowers, 1 Harbinger to get 3 Tricksters in, and trimmed 1 Castle Vantress for 1 more island, just because in my own testing with Castle Vantress, you do get opening hands where your only lands are Castle Vantresses, and you can't cast a turn 1 Aether Vial, which is just miserable. So I even feel a little sketchy running 3. That's where we are. So, Ferdy, what are you saying? I won't play a round of the deck too much. Well, I don't think I've messed around with the deck too much, right? I trimmed 3 cards to put in 3 Tricksters. Trickster is always just one of the best cards. And I just changed 1 island. So change 4 cards. Nothing else. I think that's fine, right? All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to jump into a league, and we'll see how the deck feels. I have been primarily playing with Soul Herder this week because my current list is just a lot of fun. I think we lost the die roll. Opponent is named The Beef, so maybe they're playing Merfolk also. This is a keep. It's a pretty, I mean, we're on the draw without Aether Vial, but sort of hard to mulligan 3 creatures, 2 lords, 2 spreading seas. So yeah, I'll keep, and we'll see how it goes. It's possible that we want to mulligan with this build, like mulligan to Chalice or something. Ferdy, that's fair, and you can try it, but I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Okay, so it's some older version of goblins, in which case Trickster obviously pretty good. All right, more lords. Spreading Seas, not really at its best against monocolored decks, although this could just be, it could be black-red goblins with Foundry Street Denizen, but I think this is probably just some kind of aggressive red goblins build that you know, it's kind of budget-oriented. So I'm just going to try to play as many lords as, oh my god, it's an 8-whack deck. So we are on the draw against 8-whack, and I think we're going to get whacked here. Well, not yet, at least. All right, well, there's no Master of Waves in this build. There's no Tideminer Mage in this build, but there are Harbingers. There are also Chalices. So I feel like, I mean, there's 4 damage on the board, but I feel like we have to run out the Chalice against this deck first, right? Because I think even the 8-whack creatures are 1-drops, right? 1-drops with, like, kicker, right? Hey, Odysseus. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chalice, since that's kind of the idea of this deck. They could jam Burning Trees, but the other one is 3 mana. Is that true? Anyhow, it's 3 mana with the kicker, but I think it's just isn't it a 1-drop straight up? All right. So are you guys on board with Chalice, or do I start you know, half their deck is 1-drops, right? Yeah. All right. Cool. Team Merfolk making decisions. What do you got, opponent? Passing the turn. So we are not going to attack with Mutavault next turn. So I guess we could potentially jam 2 Lords if I draw another island next turn. So I think I'm just going to play an island here, get a Lord on the battlefield. If they attack with the Fanatical Firebrand, if the Lord lives, he could die. I think I would still just block the Foundry Street Denizen, and if the opponent wants to finish me off with the Firebrand, that's okay with me, like 2 of their creatures for 1 of mine. Seems like it should probably be fine. So what do you got? Just Burning Tree? I think I can let Burning Tree come through. Goblin Grenade is a 1-drop, right? So look at that. It's like I've played this deck before and I know how to sequence. So, I mean, I could get in here, might as well. Like, can't be afraid when you've got the Chalice on the battlefield. Opponent did not play a land last turn. 5 cards in hand. Speaking of the beef. Another Lord off the top would not be quite lethal. Be pretty close. Yeah, I don't know if Goblins players understand that, though, so maybe they do, maybe they don't. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Yes, I am dissing Goblins players. How do I have lethal with double C's? There, I've got 12 damage on the board right now. And if I draw another Lord, I'll have 15, right? All right. Gotta love it when 8-whack just passes the turn. So we can spread out our attacks. It's going to be 2 turns anyway. Yeah, I'll just make it hard for them to cast spells. Yeah, all right. So 8 whack, huh? I guess Aethergus is going to be pretty good. Obviously, Chalice is pretty good. Force of Negation probably going to come out. I mean, we do have some stuff to counter. Bounce is probably okay-ish. Spreading Seas, not that amazing. We can probably take out a couple of Spreading Seas. But we're already below 60 cards here. They could have some number of Goblin Pile Drivers to bring in from the sideboard. Yeah, Chalice was gassed there. Also, Harbinger and Trickster are both going to be pretty solid here. I imagine the opponent's going to bring in a lot of Artifact Destruction. That doesn't make me want to cut any of this stuff, though. I can bring in like 2 Dismembers, I think. I don't know if I want to bring in all the Dismembers. Maybe we do. I don't know. You guys can talk to me about how you feel about Dismember. I'm going to trim 2 Cs because it's a mono red deck. We're not trying to color screw them at all. Being on the draw, I could trim a land, but I'd rather not get mono screwed in this matchup. I like the 3 toughness on Smuggler's Copter. It lines up very well with what they're doing. I mean, I could trim at least 1 to get down to 60 cards, but as I was saying, it is slow. But we were just on the draw. I guess we got Chalice on turn 2, right? Which was pretty solid. The 3 toughness, just even without Lords on the battlefield, lines up very well. Like if the opponent is attacking with a bunch of 2/2s or 2/1s. Like if I trim... And what would I trim the Copter for? I mean, Spreading Seas is also very slow, right? I think I'll run it like this. We're up a game. I feel like Force is just going to sit dead in my hand too often. Seas too often is not going to do anything, so I'm going to submit the deck like this. We've got a bunch of different kinds of hands we can draw against these guys that are good. We can draw interactive hands and just bounce all their stuff with Harbinger. We could just draw Lords like we did that game. This is a little bit too land heavy. I'm going to have to mulligan this hand. Opponent's starting with 7. Trickster is super good, but I'd love to see Ether Vial here. Okay, this is way, way, way better. I do like having one of the 2 Spreading Seas, having access to it, and putting it on the bottom of the deck means there's only one other. But at the same time, the creatures are just a little more important, I think. Spreading Seas does help me draw to lands, but only if I draw another land, right? So I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to bottom the Spreading Seas, I guess. You guys are crazy. All right, so opponent's got 7 cards. They're going to start throwing goblins at me. Come on, land. So land off the top, and we probably just win this match. No land off the top, and we probably lose this game and go to game 3. So a lot is riding on our top deck here. Can I get a Goblin Guide? Okay. Fanatical Firebrand. Get those 1-drops out of your hand now, opponent. Come on, even a Mutavault. Goblin Guide. I called it. It's a lot of hasty damage, and we might just get run over here. But give me a land. Yes. Land. All right, well, you know, we're gonna actually, I think we're gonna do what we're gonna do. It is a lot of damage. We're at 14. They've got 4 on the board. I'm gonna play Chalice right now. And we've got a lot of nice stuff coming online. I did not know that the next card was land. I just needed it to be, otherwise I was going to lose. Oh, I see. You are joking around. Opponent with the with the Burning Tree. All right, fair enough. Burning Tree does not have haste. Could just drop 2 lords next turn. Smuggler's Copter. This guy knows what he's doing. All right, taking 5, getting another land. Sweet, love it. So now I think we probably Trickster the Smuggler's Copter. So Trickster is one of the plays, and then maybe I can Ether Gust one of their creatures, and they can't play it into Chalice. Wow. All right. Well, I can cast all my spells now. So I do kind of like. I can tap the Smuggler's Copter with Trickster, trade or eat one of their creatures, Ether Gust one of their 1-drops so that they can't play it again into Chalice, dismember something else if I feel like I'm not just gonna die from that. Yeah, I kind of like Ether Gust. I definitely like Trickster. The Smuggler's Copter could get annoying. I might just want to dismember the Smuggler's Copter, honestly. And I could bounce. If I dismember, I go to 5. It's a little bit sketchy. But I think dismembering the Smuggler's Copter seems like a smart line, because then, well, yeah, I think it seems like I could also just try to eat one of their creatures here with Trickster. But I need to tap something just to slow their attacks. Well, it looks like they're not playing Smuggler's Copter, so... Are not activating it, so whatever. Let's see. I'm not going to tap anything here. I'm gonna be super greedy. Eat all their stuff. Come on. Oh my god. Opponent says, oops, geez, but... Not sure what they were planning to do there, but they were probably going to get wrecked. Oh, that's a little bit annoying. I guess I could Ether Gust that and slow them down a lot. Then just jam Lords. And now we get down 10,000 Merfolk Lords. And do I want to dismember something? I think I can hold it for a little while. Although, if I draw land, I can play both of my creatures. Maybe I want to do this now. We know that they're probably going to blow up Chalice. I'm going to hold Dismember for a little while. Ooh. I do like that. I do like that. So they get to do 3 damage to me with Smash to Smithereens. But I'm going to double up on this because they seem to care about it a lot. And now I think I just pass. All right. Well, that's sort of fair. I think I'm going to put a Lord in now. And then I'll dismember the, let's see, if I go to 5, I can take a little bit of damage this turn. Actually, here I'm going to go to 2. Oh, that's true. That's a good call. They were going to use it again, so but now at least we've got this sort of locked. If I can not die. Yes, that's totally true. They were definitely just going to untap and cast that. It would have, but then they, I guess you're right. They don't have lands to cast anything else. Yeah, I kind of punted on that one. Not going to let them loot away their 1-drops. Okay, well, that's a pretty bad draw. Yes, no, you're completely right. I misread that. I got too anxious with the chalices. So here, I feel like I could lure an attack. Like they're going to get in with these 3, try to put 1 point of damage, and then sack this thing. But if I flash in Trickster, I don't know. Do I want? I guess I'm going to take one no matter what if they go all in. If they have a hasty creature, but they're all 1-drops. So I think I want to chill on Trickster here and try to get them. Lava Coil. Okay. Weird. So now I do have to tap something down, I think. I mean, we were on the draw against 8-Whack this game. I could have played it better even. I feel like it's sort of slipping away here. Shouldn't have the redundant chalice, I don't think. But then I would have had to take another turn to cast it, so I don't know. Let's see how this goes. If only we had removal that didn't cost us 4 life. Opponent drew a lot of 2-drops this game. Like a lot of 2-drops. They drew Smash, they drew Smuggler's Copter, they drew Lava Coil, Burning Tree Emissary. But in game 3, if we're on the play, you know, getting Chalice out on turn 2, on their turn 1, way stronger than after they've had 2 turns to dump their hand. I feel like they probably shouldn't attack here. Yeah. That's pretty cool, but I think I have to wait on that. So we're just chilling here. Okay, opponent's getting closer to this Ramunap Ruins. They need 2 more mana to activate that thing. I'm sure they have 2 1-drops in hand right now. Lava Coil does 4, right? All right, well, land not the best here. But I can start scrying if I draw another land, so that's something, I guess. All right, didn't attack last turn, not attacking this turn. Opponent drawing those 1-drops. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Well, there's that land. I can start scrying. I cannot activate and swing with Copter here. Just don't have blocks. So I'm just probably going to scry 2, which is not terrible. Castle Ventress doing something. Opponent, they're getting so close. Oh no. Wow. All right, so we're going bottom. Bottom. I don't even know what saves me here. They just need to not draw land for like 5 turns. That's better than scrying, I think. So go Silvergill. Ether Gust is sort of okay. How much damage do we have here? We've got 8 plus 6, 14. Not there yet. I could swing with Smuggler's Copter here, pitch the Dismember, still have 3 blockers back like before. Feel like we've got to take our opportunities here. Actually, hang on. I should do it with the Lord. Yes. So the land is actually better than the Dismember here. Ether Gust is not going to stop the Ramunap Ruins, and that's really what's going to kill us, probably. Opponent's in the tank, so maybe no land here. Spreading Seas off the top would be dope to hit this Ramunap Ruins. Alright, that's double countered. And now they play oh, they got me. They got me. It's okay, guys. We were just dead to land, so this would have gotten me anyway, even if I didn't attack, because they're all 2 power. Another land. Sweet. All right, so we're going to be on the play for game 3. Possibly could have navigated that slightly better. Not sure it would have made a huge difference. They're still at 15. Let's go to game 3. Actually, now that I see that they're running the Ramunap Ruins, I think I'll keep 3 Seas in. We do want to be able to punch through eventually. I think 4 Dismembers is probably overkill. I think 3 might be as well, so let's go down 2. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick, but maybe we just want all the C's. I'll be right back. So this first matchup of the league really shows me, like, the point of this deck is that there's tons of 1-drop creatures in the format between all the Burn and Prowess's creatures, and then obviously goblins here, and Death Shadow, etc. They were playing. Hayashi's list had 4 Harbingers and 4 of the birds, Brazen Barhor fairies. So you get a Chalice down, and then you start bouncing their 1-drops, and now they can't play it anymore. Seems decent. So I think for this game, I mean, I guess Spreading Seas is probably the best flex spot looking at the rest of these cards. So I'll just submit like that, and we'll see what kind of cards the deck gives me. We were on the draw in game 1. We were on the draw in game 2. We are going to be on the play in game 3. What are your guys' feelings on this hand? It seems pretty decent to me. Turn 1 Ether Vial is very important. It's going to give them... They have to choose between Ether Vial and Smuggler's Copter. We've got the Silvergill Adept to Violin on turn 3. Snap Keep. I mean, Snap Keep, except that the real clutch card in this matchup is Chalice. Like, it'll just win the game. So I'm going to keep it. We can pitch maybe the Smuggler's Copter, the second one, to the first one. Not a Snap Keep. It required a little bit of thinking. Snap Keep means you don't have to think. So as things stand, it looks like just turn 2 Smuggler's Copter. Opponent mulligan to 6. I mulligan to 6, I think, in game 2. So evening the score a little bit. Okay, they kept their 6. Loyalist is really obnoxious, and I could easily see myself dismembering that thing. But I think the play here is still... Well, we'll see what we draw, but I think the play here is still just to run out Smuggler's Copter. That land means we'll be able to go like 2-drop plus dismember next turn. Or do we want to just dismember this thing this turn and then untap, play a Copter, and be able to vial something in to have good blocks? Legion Loyalist can really get out of hand. And I feel like at the early stages of the game, I'm really just blocking. So in the spirit of playing defense, I think Dismember is sort of the call here. And then next turn, I can play defense with a Smuggler's Copter. Yeah, that's a good point. You play Mutavault. And then, you know, they can't just blindly get in with a bunch of 1/1s. Yeah, that's fair. I'm going to pass here. Mutavault also great if they do happen to have pile drivers from the sideboard. If we played it turn 1, then we could activate and dismember. Not sure. What? So this to me just seems to represent Lightning Bolt, in which case, oh, they just passed. That's pretty sick. Okay, well, what are you doing, opponent? Not representing anything. So now... What? Block and dismember. Oh, you mean dismember on... Well, we had Ether Vial on turn 1. Oh, sure. Okay, I'm with you now. Thank you for clarifying. I thought it was a sequencing thing. And I guess it is, but... Okay, they're smashing that. Which is, I guess, okay. Not optimal. Okay. So now, I don't know. I guess I'm just going to play a Silvergill Adept. Kind of want to draw cards. But if we're playing Smuggler's Copter, I mean, there's a reason for it. They do bring in a lot of smashes, though. So maybe Silvergill is the call here. We also kind of want to draw to Chalice, right? And there it is. So hopefully that's their one smash and they don't have any more. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Land off the top would be excellent. Be able to develop the board while also getting Chalice down. If they just attack with these two things, easy trade. And I think I might just dismember this other one. Super obnoxious, this creature. If I'm going to take one, maybe I just take 4 now. So maybe they have another smash. I guess we'll see. They didn't use the 1 mana in their hand last turn. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Okay, so double smash draw. You got it. I guess maybe I deserve to draw another Chalice then, right? Ugh. 5 cards in the opponent's hand. Their answers have lined up just brilliantly this game so far. Menace, players can't gain life. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, it deals damage to me. Right. Okay. I mean, the plan here, I think, is just to play Ether Vial, hope they don't have a third smash, double block this ridiculous thing, and see if we can do something. Like, such a hateful hand. You've got the anti-Soul Sister. That's going to 2-for-1 me. Double smash, double loyalist. And they mulled to 6. And they missed an attack. I mean, 1 land away from activating Ramunap Ruins. We haven't drawn a 4th land in the first 6 turns. All right, well, nothing we can do here. But I completely see the playing Mutavault on turn 1 line at this point. It's just something I've never really done before, like use Mutavault to create mana after blocking. So thanks for pointing it out, something that I'll definitely keep in mind in the future. Okay, Smuggler's Copter. Could potentially flash in and trade with that. Okay, no attacks. Kind of weird. Okay. Got a 4th land finally. They're still at 20 life. I could go like Smuggler's Copter. I think Smuggler's Copter, leave up Brazen Borrower seems nice here. Smuggler's Copter is actually not a creature, so it doesn't get pinged by this thing. Now, I mean, I could play a Lord, go to 7. I still got creatures to activate and block with Smuggler's Copter. I'd rather they not get to loot with Smuggler's Copter. I mean, if I bounce the Ferocidon, like now, they have to just commit to recasting that. And then they'll activate Smuggler's Copter, and then I can just trade and they get a loot out of it. I guess I get a loot out of it also, which is fine. But if I wait, well, this is tricky. If I wait to bounce the Ferocidon, then I can deploy more creatures and not get pinged. So well, so what do I want to do? Do I want to play 2 Smuggler's Copters? That's a little bit weird. And if I play a Lord now, I get pinged for 1. But I think that's sort of okay. I think just expanding the board is probably good here. We are going to take 1 from this, but there's not a lot we can do about it. Not sure what they could be holding, so I don't think it's really time to start attacking yet. I feel sort of okay at 7 life, but if we go much lower than that, it starts to get a little bit spooky. An opponent's got live draws, because even land gets him to the Ramanap Ruins. I mean, if I activate both Mutavaults, I've got 12, 14. Put in a Lord that adds 5 more, so it's 19 damage. So maybe if they somehow ping themselves with this right now, but my Lord will ping me. I need to remember all this stuff. I don't think we're going to have lethal next turn. Just doing the math. It seems like the opponent's tanking about whether it's better to pop the Smuggler's Copter or the Ether Vial with the 3rd Smash to Smithereens. Like, what else could they be thinking about? I guess sequencing on whether to crew Copter or not. What a long match against, like, 2 aggro decks. Between 2 aggro decks. Aggressive strategies. I mean, Merfolk is not as aggressive as Goblins, but I think you guys know what I mean. Maybe the opponent's just going to disconnect and put us out of our misery. Just falling so far behind with this guy's draw. So we had the Chalice. We had the turn 1 Ether Vial. They smashed both. Well, it should be an interesting turn, whatever the opponent chooses to do. How was your guys' day today? We can talk about something while the opponent is thinking. You guys working? You guys on summer break? Like, what's going on in your lives? What are they doing? A four drop. Oh, okay. Some kind of bushwhackers. This match has been entirely too long. I like to think that like my Wednesday Merfolk streams are going to be kind of like quick and fun compared to my Soul Herder streams where I go to time in literally every match. What is going on? He sacrificed all of his lands. And he's still got mana left. Oh, it's a bushwhacker now, right? And they're all gonna get ridiculously swole. What a hand this guy has had. What a hand. I mean, I'm pretty sure the last card in his hand is another goblin, right? So let's see it. Let's see it, buddy. Oh, maybe not. Let's see. Oh, God. Are you guys seeing what's happening here? Like, I don't know, man. So if we want to block this thing, we've got to double block it. So we probably have to take that. We have to tap to block this thing, which leaves us 2 blocks. We can take 6 and live, I guess, here. What a turn that was, on top of just a ridiculous game in general. Forget to attack opponent, please. I'll draw Master of Waves. Not in this deck. Don't attack with anybody. Just hit F2 right now. Or F6. I'm not picky. Very carefully choosing his attackers. Very... he's just, oh my god. Alright, Smuggler's Copter. Do it. Loot away something from the top of your deck. Alright, they chose not to. So, I mean... We might just be dead. Not entirely sure. I'm gonna do the math in half a second. So we're gonna block. We're gonna block. It doesn't even kill this ridiculous elemental. That's so sad, but we have to block. And we're gonna take 6. We're gonna trade 2 creatures and just chump 1. Okay, alright. We're gonna pitch the Smuggler's Copter, I think. Okay. We kind of need a land here. Alright, well, we got a land. So, I can just piece out one of these elementals right now, and then I can bounce another one with Brazen Borrower, and then I can... Oh no, this thing has a menace! I think they might have gotten me here. Can I get any blocks with Mutavault? Oh wait, maybe I just bounce this. They can never cast it again. That seems like a decent line. And then I don't have to worry about menace. So bounce this, bounce one of these, and then I'm left dealing with these 2 things. So let's figure this out. Probably just gonna cast a Lord, and then then Harbinger trades with this elemental. So I think I can just pass the turn here with the plan of bouncing this. Oh, no. Can't pass the turn yet. Gotta play a Lord. Oh my god! Oh, I forgot about that. Here I am. Oh, guys. I'm... Somebody needed to remind me about this. Ah! That was part of the line. I could have just done that right now. God damn it. I think I won. I won that game. I had that game just completely won, and just stupid sequencing stuff. No, I appreciate it. It's my fault, of course. It's not your guys' fault. But like, how often do you guys see Rampaging Ferocidon? And Jesus. Well, all right. Well, you see that even Even though I changed M. Hayashi's build a little bit, we had the win there, right? Let's just go through it one more time. Bounce this stupid thing. The opponent has no lands. They can never play it again. Play the Lord, pass the turn, bounce this elemental, trade with this elemental, eat the Reckless Bushwhacker if they feel like attacking, and all is well in the world. Let's draw some cards just to sort of see what was coming up. I mean, all right. Pretty rough, pretty rough. So, two things I think led to that happening, I guess. Well, no, just one. Just me not really being familiar with Rampaging Ferocidon, not being on alert. Was Rampaging Ferocidon played a lot, like in Standard and other formats? Because it's always been extremely fringe in Modern, and I've probably played against it maybe once or twice, like, ever. Again, totally my fault. But that's the second time in 2 streams that I think I've had a win on the board. Once with Soul Herder. Although actually I think I figured out that I didn't have it. It was a sequencing thing, but it didn't matter because the opponent had General Kudro, and they could have sacked it at any point to kill my Siege Rhino in response to something, so that wasn't a real example. But that was a real example. Just playing the deck poorly. Totally not the deck's fault. Opponent's mulliganing, we're gonna keep. That's so painful, guys. Like, it was opponent's mulliganing to 3 cards. That was like the most busted hand ever, the most perfect goblin hand ever, and we had the win lined up, and I punted. Hopefully the stream is somewhat educational for you guys. I don't know what to say. So mulligan to 3 with Spreading Seas in hand and Chalice against what's probably Death Shadow. Or Prowess just means that this game is probably over. Alright, so maybe Jund. So I'm not going to open with Chalice since it's not great against Jund, but I will open with Spreading Seas just cuz. They played that tapped, which meant that they don't have like a Tarmogoyf for anything. They could just have like a push. Just going to play the control deck here. I've also got Force if they try to like go for Liliana or something like that. I'd probably just pitch Brazen Borrower. Oh, this is some crazy, it's like, I don't know. Like tribal, what do you call it? Like zoo, but I guess it's tribal. What is the thing called? It's not tribal. Where they care about all their colors. In which case 1-drops, like they're full of 1-drops. It would be like Wild Nakatl. Just gonna keep playing these things. I feel like green mana is probably important. Keep drawing cards, keep hitting our land drops. Alright. So time for some creatures next turn. Wow, okay. Well, potentially not the best to open with all these Spreading Seas, since apparently the opponent is just kind of flooding like crazy here. Yeah, so we'll just play Lords. Not really too much like to analyze here. Again, the opponent did mulligan to 3, but they're playing it out. So kudos to them. If I was mulliganing to 3, I'd probably scoop to not... Okay, what's going on? Ox. Okay, so it's Dredge. I did not see that coming. Fair enough. Fair enough, opponent. We do have the Brazen Borrower in case they want to actually cast anything at any point. But I think we're just going to race. This is, I might even just bounce this Ox, right? No, I think, probably just attack with Mutavault. And bouncing Ox just draws some cards, so that would be a little bit silly. Alright, lethal on board. Overkill on board if you count the Lord in hand with a counterspell in hand here. I'm just gonna not let that resolve. Mulligan to 3. Dredge does it sometimes. This guy looks like he knows what he's doing. He's got a mythic avatar. Just bad beats on their side. I don't think Chalice is good against Dredge. So I'm gonna take it out. Ether Gust good against Conflagrate, and not too much else. I guess Ox. I think I like Deprive. Just replacing Chalice. Oh, Relic, obviously. Force is awesome in this matchup. Brazen Borrower, not that amazing. We do have flyers to deal with their Narcomoebas in the form of Smuggler's Copter. So I think I'll take out the Brazen Borrowers. Harbinger is bounced, and it's also a Merfolk. Spreading Seas is great. They're definitely bringing in Artifact Hate, so we'll have to see how that goes. Trickster's actually not at its best in the matchup. Can potentially eat a Narcomoeba, but I can trim a couple of the Tricksters, I guess. They could slow the opponent down, though. Like, if I'm on the draw, maybe I'll keep the Tricksters in on the draw and take out 2 of the Smuggler's Copters. Can't believe I lost that match against Goblins. That's so sad. Normally, people would have been screaming at me, telling me. I talked through the sequencing like 5 times, and nobody said anything. It's all your guys' fault. Yeah. I mean, this is a Merfolk hand. It's a pretty good hand. Deals with Conflagrate, potentially shuts off Life from the Loam if we can turn off their green mana. It's got Flyer. I mean, hard to mulligan. It doesn't have a Relic, but we're going to keep. Opponent's going to probably... well, they're keeping 7 as well, so let's see how it goes. Alright. Shriekhorn on the battlefield. Blast Zone out of the way. That's nice. So far we've had Castle Ventress in, I think, like every single game, even though we're not playing a full playset. Opponent hits their Dredger and Prized Amalgam, which is yucky. Narcomoeba, another Prized Amalgam, so things sort of going downhill here. Golgari Thug, currently the only... Alright, so the only Dredger is what I was saying. Looks like they played this to hold up, like, Lightning Axe, something like that. Harbinger's excellent here, just to get that one of those prize amalgams off the table. We did keep the Tricksters in. I actually think this setup is fine, even on the play next game, if there is a next game. Yeah, if there is a next game. So, I mean, we do kind of need to establish a bit of a board presence. They've got, what? 4 cards coming here. Actually, 6. Oh, the record is 0-1. This is the second round, I think, right? Wasn't Goblins just our first opponent? I'm just thinking about what I want to cast here for a second. Smuggler's Copter, probably. I'm not going to block anything with a Lord this turn. Also not going to block anything with Smuggler's Copter. At least gives me the option of attacking next turn. Could also take them off of black or green, which could be significant. But I'm pretty sure that Spreading Seas is going to be the least important card here. The record in this particular match is just 1-0. I'm up a game. Opponent mulligan to 3, game 1. And we just kind of... They decided to try to win. I guess that's what Dredge is going to do, but they showed me they're playing Dredge, which gives me an advantage in game 2. So this thing enters if they gain 3 life. And they did. So yeah, this is just kind of a nutty Dredge draw, and they're on the play, so... I think I'm just going to get completely annihilated here. Double creeping chill. They have a ghoul coming back. They've got 7 damage here. Plus an ox in the graveyard. Plus in third land. Why not? Pretty close to scooping. They blew up my ether vial. That's pretty funny. What did they even blow up with? Oh, Ancient Grudge in the graveyard. I'm not wasting time. I'd rather this league just kind of be enjoyable, not drag out every single game to the bitter end, even if I'm obviously toast. So again, I think the setup is just fine. Ether Gust. I don't know. We've got a bunch of counters in. I don't think we need Ether Gust on top of everything. Ban time, yes. Ban that deck. I'm totally in favor of that. Dredge's broken, and doesn't matter that they mull to 3 every now and then. This is a keep. We're gonna force something important on their side, and we're gonna screw their mana. And yeah, it's keep. We're on the play. We could mulligan to Relic, but we've got this card draw, and they're so easy to disrupt with their mana sometimes. They're mulliganing. They probably think I have my hate, so they're looking for their counter hate. They mulligan to 5. Now we get to take it. Game 1, we went after them with Spreading Seas, but it's not often that opponents will mulligan to 5 and be able to hit their first 4 land drops. They're mulliganing to 4. Yeah, this is sick. I'm just going to pitch Trickster, if nothing else, if we don't draw anything better to pitch, to Force of Negation, counter their Dredger. I mean, like, if it's anything, really. I'm just going to counter anything that dredges. So they mulligan to 4 in the end. All right, nothing yet. So it is Spreading Seas time for sure. Maybe they kept a Lightning Axe to try to... Or, what's happening here? Oh, they're going to try to destroy my Spreading Seas, and I think I'll probably force that. Oh, it's my turn. I can't do that. So, but that's fine. We still have Force up. I'm going to gain 4 life. I'm going to draw a card. Deprive. We may want to pitch that instead of Trickster. All right. The back-breaking... Oh, it's a Golgari Thug. Okay. Well, nothing we can do about that yet. That was a decent draw on turn 3. I do not want to kill this thing, so I'm fine just it being a 24-turn clock. And I'm also kind of happy just continuing to play Spreading Seas here and try to screw them a little bit. Could also just hold up. Nah, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Just gonna keep trying to screw them. Takes them off life from the loam. We still have counter spells up. Start deploying our offense next turn. Is the opponent gonna hit their first 3 land drops on a mulligan to 4? Looks like maybe not. So now we just need to draw into a Relic or something, and they should be pretty much done with. Oh, they did hit their 3rd land drop. I guess it's sort of good for us in a way, but very weird. And they have green mana back online. Nice. Good draw. Oh, maybe I should have just played both Smuggler's Copters there. I don't know. But leaving up Hardcast Deprive is nice. Blast Zone on 1. Doesn't look like they're going to cast anything. Maybe I just tap this. You know, I'll take 1. It doesn't bother me too much. Okay, they're just passing through. They want this guy to die, don't they? I mean, Blast Zone on 2 is a little bit annoying, but we can draw another Spreading Seas. So, I don't know, some Merfolk at this point would be pretty nice. Well, I don't know. That's 2 hard cast counter spells that we can do. If nothing else. Oh, you know what? That was stupid. I've got Smuggler's Copter. I should have looted away that land, but I could also just loot away the other Smuggler's Copter. It's not like our hand is amazing right now. Maybe I should just activate with... I don't think I'm going to have to go double counterspell next turn. So, maybe I just activate Mutavault to crew the Smuggler's Copter. I mean, maybe they're trying to get to Ox again, in which case Deprive would be pretty huge. I think we can pitch this Smuggler's Copter. Aether Vial pretty useless at this point. I doubt the opponent's going to pop Blast Zone. Oh, they get to blow up Spreading Seas as well, so... I mean, Blast Zone, pretty sick here. It's like drawing Engineered Explosives. Fortunately, it's only... I don't know how much Spreading Seas is doing at this point. Okay, so maybe they're going for Ox here? That would be pretty good for us. Stinkweed Imp, if I counter it... They can't pop the Blast Zone here. I think I kind of want to counter this Stinkweed Imp. It goes in their graveyard, lets them start dredging, but otherwise I can't attack, and the opponent has a Blast Zone on 2. Now hang on a second. If we draw a Lord, we get to get in next turn for, like, if I don't deal with this, we get to get in for 6, I guess. Which isn't that much even. I think I'm going to counter this for now. We've got a lot more counters in the deck. And, you know, I don't love that it lets them start dredging, but I also don't want, like, a Death Touch blocker just chilling all the time. And if it blocked, it would, I don't know, kill one of my creatures, still end up in the graveyard. Maybe it was the wrong call. Okay, well, there's something we can work with. Since I've got the Mutavault, I'm going to keep the Lord in hand. Now, hang on a second. I could get in right now for 9 and put them pretty close to lethal, just clean things up with... and actually, the Golgari Thug will die as well. And they have to take their next turn off, basically, to pop the Blast Zone. So I kind of like just putting the Lord down now. Use it to activate Smuggler's Copter. We would still be holding up Force. Opponent does have 1 card in hand. I don't think we know what it is. And now we should be able to loot away an island, hopefully. All right. Well, we got a better land, I guess. All right, opponent. I guess they can gain life, like when they dredge Stinkweed, they could hit like Creeping Chill, which is pretty nasty. They did not, though. So Force still up. I think we just win if they pop Blast Zone. We know that they have it's so wild. It doesn't show what they dredge anymore. It just says what they mill. Look at okay, they just conceded here. So beat dredge in round 2. Let's go ahead and jump into the next one. So So that guy must have gotten his mythic avatar from some other format, because not really showing up in Modern. Actually, let me take a quick break. I'll be right back. So I think that the first game and the last game there is why Dredge is not really bannable. They just mulligan too hard, and too often. I think the reason, I don't know, I haven't been playing Merfolk enough lately. Like, I'm still upset about that punt against the 8-whack deck, because they got me to 1 life and they sacrificed all their lands. So we literally had the game won. All I had to do was bounce the Ferocidon before playing my creature, but I did it in the opposite direction, in the opposite sequence. And I mean, I'm saying I haven't been playing Merfolk enough lately, but it's just not reading the cards, you know? Losing to effects sitting on the board when you could easily win around them. Such a bummer, you know? But, you know, my YouTube channel, which I've had for like 5 years now or something, has always been about, you know, learning, basically. So mistakes teach much better than just winning all the time. So now we all know what Rampaging Ferocidon does, and I'm never, ever, ever going to forget that effect. That was just like the harshest way to lose. Oh man, after clearing their board out, I would have had to trade a Harbinger, but I would have been sitting with just 2 lords, and I could hard cast the fairy. So it's like a 2-turn clock at that point, again with the opponent on no lands. They could obviously draw like land into Lightning Bolt or something, but extremely unlikely. Okay, lost the die roll. Beautiful hand, really beautiful hand. Opponent's keeping 7. Okay, Ancestral Vision. So I just go Chalice on 0 right away. Don't let them, I don't know, let's see. Yeah, so this is an As Foretold deck, and so Chalice on 0 is just backbreaking. I mean, we could wait a little while and try to bait out more suspend stuff. I mean, there's really no reason to run it out right now. I think they just run Remand, and yeah, I think it's probably better to be a little bit patient. I'll do it next turn, though, because turn 3 they can play As Foretold and start casting free stuff. Okay, a Braid. Better on the Ether Vial, I think, than on the Chalice. But it does mean they run main deck a Braid, which is a little bit frightening. Alright, so we're just going to play... The Force was actually a really good draw there. We're just going to play Silvergill, and then play Chalice on 0. I mean, hopefully a Braid is like a 1 of. Maybe a 2 of. Alright, have fun, opponent. Don't have another Braid, please. Oh, I have a Force for that, so... No third land drop, feels good. They could be waiting to abrade on my turn, so I might just hold up Trickster and Force here. Is it Charm? They are trying to draw 2, discard 2. That's fine. They have much more important spells to counter. So they pitched Electro Dominance. They pitched Greater Gargadon. That's a scary one. It means they get to sacrifice stuff. Yeah, well, Trickster's pretty good against that, but I think I'm just going to deploy Trickster for the clock here. Possibly I should have just gotten down Ether Vial here, but I didn't want to put down shields down on Force unnecessarily. And I'd rather not pitch a card if I don't have to, so... If this is as foretold, it's just getting forced, yeah. I mean, I could be the tempo deck here and just pitch the seas. Maybe it's best, but they seem to be struggling for their land drops, so I could hit their Fiery Isle, take them off double red. I feel like I need to get my clock going, so I'm just going to pitch the seas. Land would let me swing for 9. As things stand, I can just swing for 6. Well, that's another thing. I could just play Ether Vial, attack for 4. Next turn, get in for 9. Maybe they're going to take 1 life off the Fiery Islet. So I think attacking for 4 is just fine here. Leave up like pitching Master, but then maybe I just leave up Hardcast. Maybe that's just better. Like, I don't know how relevant Ether Vial is here. So we get in for 4 now. If I draw land at any point, I can attack for 9 next turn. If I play the Lord, it's just shields down. But I'm not sure they can do much. They have to deal with the Chalice. I'm gonna play... this is so tricky. I'm going to play Ether Vial and just leave up Force. It's a little bit slow, but if I draw a land, I just win with lethal, assuming that they're going to take 1 off the Fiery Islet. And if I have to pitch the Lord, it's okay. It's still a 2-turn clock. Not a big deal. Oh, well, we can counter that. That's fine. Got him. Okay. Petty Theft and a Braid in the main deck. Spice. I mean, all these things seem pretty good, right? I don't think their graveyard matters, right? Actually, Gargadon was chilling in the graveyard. It wasn't even exiled. It wasn't suspended. So I think that's what the case was. Brazen Borrower on our side can bounce their like As Foretold, which could be pretty good. I could take out all the Spreading Seas. That's an easy call. Harbinger, if they're playing that Elephants card, it's pretty good. Smuggler's Copter just dies to a Braid, and we've got all these other creatures. Although, Smuggler's Copter sits around after like a after the balance, right? Restore balance. So I feel like I should leave those in. Brazen Borrower can bounce elephants. So bounce seems okay. I don't like Ben right now. I've come to not like him. I think just our 2-drops are going to be strong enough. I'm going to take out all the tricksters here. I like instant speed, but I also like being able to bounce elephants if they do get them down. Ether Gust hits that elephant spell, which is kind of nice. I'm going to run it back like this, I guess. Now, their graveyard doesn't matter, I don't think, right? I'm trying to remember. This is not like the oh, it could be a Living End deck, but it doesn't. I don't think it's Living End. We didn't see them cycle anything. If it is Living End, then we'll bring in Relic, obviously. So for now, we'll just have to settle for 11 counter spells. Beautiful. Opponent starting with 7. I'm starting with 7. I mean, all we want in the first part of this game in this matchup is stuff that sort of slows them down. So Chalice on 0 is pretty sick. They may have brought in harder counter spells, so I think I'm just going to run out Chalice right now. Although, you know what? Hold on. I can run out... I'm going to run out Ether Vial here. Next turn, I can pass with Deprive up to try to protect stuff. Like, if I just play Chalice now, I think we're worried more about a Braid than about... Well, I don't know. I think I play the Chalice now. Let's see how it goes. Because we got 3 more of these, and if they're going to blow up anything, we'd kind of prefer to keep our Ether Vial around. Because Ether Vial is sort of tempo dependent, it needs to... Okay, is this going to be in a Braid? Shattering Spree. Shattering Spree on both of my artifacts. That's nice. Okie dokie. Well, that was rough. Am I gonna play another artifact right now? Unfortunately, this is a little bit silly, but I think I have to pass and not let them resolve as foretold. It's kind of sketchy because they can also just pass to my turn and cast. Yeah, so you can counter that. All right, I'm gonna play Smuggler's Copter here. Can't be like just defense all game. Ancestral Vision suspended. That gives us like 4 turns to draw something. Okay, pretty awkward. Can't draw any Merfolk, I guess. But now we do have Ether Gust up in case they try to do something. No comments on that Shattering Spree, guys. That was like vicious. It's just like... Okay. That's fine. Really, I mean, they shouldn't waste that. I'm gonna get a Chalice off the top of the deck, and they're gonna be missing this Brazen Borrower. Oh, Jesus. All right. So now I think we still do just play out Smuggler's Copter. We'll have up Ether Gust. They're gonna bring in this Brazen Borrower, and And then next turn I can vial stuff in. Like, I mean, I guess I could just play Silvergill Adept right now and try to draw something good. But we play Smuggler's Copter to get it down on the field. I do have interaction in Ether Gust. Not really sure what big red spell they would be casting, but... yeah, I'll go with Smuggler's Copter again. I could also just... What is happening here? Okay. Could also just cast Silvergill Adept. You know, I kind of want to... I mean, Ether Gust hits Electro Dominance, but it just puts it on top of their deck. I think the play here for them is just get Brazen Borrower on the battlefield, in which case I think I probably should just play this Silvergill Adept right now. Get the clock ticking a little bit sooner rather than later. Okay, they go down to 11. I can dig it. Okay, Brazen Borrower. Fair enough. Double Ether Gust. This guy has 2 more counters at this point. 2 more chances to rip another Chalice. That's pretty rough. I think if they have elephants, that's like the best possible situation for us. Looks like they have nothing. Interesting. Yikes. So I'm going to start just by vialing in 1 Lord. They're pretty low on cards. It could be like luring me into a board wipe, restore balance, but I feel like trying to get in for some damage here. I am going to swing with Smuggler's Copter. I like the idea of looting into like a force or a deprive. Also, not super crazy about playing the second Lord right now. Okay, all right. Well, I can bounce as foretold, but it doesn't really do anything at this point. But it would bounce like an elephant if they draw elephants. But I've already got bounce for elephants in my hand. Do we want another flyer to close out damage? I mean, this is gonna... Really, I'm just worried about board wipes and elephants. So creatures are good. But I don't know. I'm gonna pitch this thing, I think. All right, fair enough. They are at 8. I could be really aggressive, play the Lord, and have like lethal next turn. Maybe that's the correct play. I don't know. I'm being too passive, I think, here. Restore balance. So playing the Lord, I guess. They do have to sacrifice a land here. Playing the Lord would have been, I guess, bad. So made the right call. Done. Discard 2, choose 2 cards in my hand. Discard the rest. 1, 2. Done. Also, Ether Gusting like a Gargadon at some point would be pretty ridiculous. This means that if I draw another Lord off the top, we could potentially have a lethal attack next turn. They get to draw 3 cards now. Yucky. All right, 6 cards in hand, opponent. What do you got for me? They need all 5 mana, I guess. Spirit needs 6 mana. What? Oh, they're hard casting this. Okie dokie. I don't want to Ether Gust it now, or I could Ether Gust it whenever I want. So again, Lord off the top just seals the deal here, or it should. Island gives me scries. I am going to attack. If they've got some kind of interaction, I could always just Ether Gust the interaction. But it looks like they don't. So what do we have? We have to dodge exactly 1. We have to fade 1 draw on their side. Okay, they're thinking now that they're at the, like, end of blockers. It's kind of weird. What? They're doing this for 0? What? Did they tap lands for this? Oh, right. They're using the alternate casting cost. So they could put down elephant. I could just bounce it back till next turn. But I think I'm gonna let it resolve. I mean, it could be another board wipe, but then they just get it next turn, right? So we're gonna let it resolve. If it's another restore balance, then whatever. Like, yeah. They have 2 cards in hand. They'll have to discard something. They wasted their Simian Spirit Guide. Oh, I only have to pitch 1, which means that I can now bounce the Simian Spirit Guide. Yeah, I'd rather keep my Lord. It means I'm not going to get to Scry 2, but sort of fine. I think they put it on the bottom of their library. Makes sense. Yeah, but Ferdy, the point is, if I gust it, they put it on top of their library and just cast it again, right? And this was not a lethal attack, so I think the way that I played it left me with 1 Lord instead of, well, all right, another restore balance. Sick. And if I Ether Gust it and the point was that they were going to play elephants or rhinos or whatever, then it's better for me to just hold it and bounce a rhino. Jesus. All right, now it's going to be better for me to scry. They're not dead to anything right now. You mean if I did more damage that turn? But the way that things are playing out, the way that I've played is correct, right? Because this goes to the bottom, and I guess this is a very good defensive card, but we're kind of on offense now, and they could just be holding. I don't know. So if I take this, it counters any further restore balances, which they might only have 1 left in the deck. It counters Ancestral Visions, which they have, I'm sure, three more in the deck, which they can cast for free. I think I have to keep this on top to not let them run away with the game. They could have more artifact removal, but whatever. I can still play this and maintain my scry with Ventress. Actually, was I supposed to scry just then? I knew it was on the top, but done. We are done. I think I might have missed my scry, but it doesn't really make a difference since we're just going to scry right now. Okay, they're just looting. Oh, I did scry. I'm just crazy. That's how I saw the chalice. All right, so now Again, force is pretty sick. There's not too much they can do through force, so I think I just build up my case here now. So put this on the bottom, put this on the top, and we just have like build up a fortress here. All right, and if they do nothing again, we can just Castle Vantress. I mean, shield's down for a second, but whatever. Bottom. And this is kind of a clock, so I guess we have to put creatures on the top, not be too picky. So we can still leave up the scry, so I do like just what is the opponent doing here? Okay, nothing. I think, yeah, let's they just conceded. So I think they saw that I scried 2 to the top and just realized that there wasn't much that was going to happen here. All right, well, we could be 3-0 right now. Currently, unfortunately, 2-1. After my punt in round 1. I'm going to fill up my water. Give me a second. Okay, so let's talk for a second, since Ferdy, you're one of the few people still in the stream. Let's talk about the play where I didn't gust the Electro Dominance. So, thing is, Electro Dominance with Ether Gust would just go back on the top of their deck. I would deal damage for sure. Let's see, what would be the situation that would, if they had the Restore Balance, which they did, then they would be at 1, and I'd lose my board. But you don't know that it's going to be Restore Balance. It could be, could have been Crash of Rhinos, I think. Also could have been Ancestral Vision, but then I couldn't counter that. But Crash of Rhinos would have been an awesome thing to Ether Gust. So I was holding the Ether Gust. I guess I don't lose to Rhinos, though. That's the key thing that I was missing, is that if they do play Rhinos, then I was at like 20 life. I would take 8 damage or whatever, and then swing with Island Walk again. So I think it might have been correct just to hit the Electro Dominance. Pretty quiet. Well, that guy does have 1 trophy. Man, shouldn't have lost that first round. It was such a sweet situation that we found ourselves in. I want that one back. All right, we won a die roll. I think it's the first one this evening, and it's a nice hand. Let's see if we can just do some merfolk things here. Opponent's mulliganing to 6. All right, opponent's stuck on their 6. We're definitely just playing a Silvergill Adept or maybe Smuggler's Copter next turn, so no reason to play Mutavault first. There very rarely is. I mean, what do we want to dodge here? We want to dodge, like, Titan. Please don't play Amulet Titan. Oh my god. Why'd I have to open my fat mouth? My big, fat, stupid mouth. I guess in theory it could be something else, but I don't think it is. Hey, Chalice on 0 is actually pretty good against this deck, if it is in fact Titan. We're going to chill on that for a little while, though, I think. Although I don't think it matters. I don't think they're going to play, like, I think we'll play Smuggler's Copter here. And I guess we might as well wait to see what they're on before running out Chalice of the Void. I mean, Tolaria West it pretty much has to be Titan, right? It could be, I mean, what else could it be? Oh, hey. Maybe not. But they do search for, maybe it's like, I don't even know, Mono Blue Tron with no Tron lands? Well, I am going to play it now because if you run Tolaria West, odds are you are, I guess they could go get lands, but you're getting, well, I guess like 0 drops, which means Walking Ballista, but you can't counter Walking Ballista with a Chalice on 0. So, I mean, Chalice on 1 is probably good against, oh my goodness, against whatever the opponent is doing. You think with Island Tolaria West that it's still Titan? I don't know, man. We've got our 1-drop down. I feel like I just want to jam Chalice on 1. Maybe we can wait one more turn and see a little bit more what we're dealing with. I mean, they can't like play a Titan right now anyway, so whatever. This is not Amulet Titan, I'm sorry. That's my 3rd land. I feel like I probably want to play it, but let's loot first. This could be some kind of like, I don't even know. I don't know. I'm not even going to guess at this point. Okay, I like all my merfolk, and I do kind of like Chalice on 0 and potentially on 1. Maybe I can afford to just pitch Chalice here, like one of my Chalices. Just put one out on 0, play my land, and just chill. All right, I don't know. Maybe they have no 0 casting cost spells in their deck. But if it is any kind of Titan deck, then Summoner's Pact just got shut down. Yeah, it's Blue Tron, guys. It's Blue Tron. It's not Titan. Ain't no way. And we tend to have a pretty good matchup against Blue Tron, so let's see if I can get us there. So we're not playing into any counter spells here. We're going to play at instant speed whenever possible. And I'm going to always leave Ether Vial up until their end step, and I'm not going to deploy Lords unless there's a reason to. So I'm going to activate They repealing? Oh, spatial contortion. Fair enough. There's not a lot I can do about that. So the play here is just Silvergill on the opponent's end step. I could put it down now. I mean, they're not going to wipe my board. I could try to hit a land drop. We don't have our... Yeah, that's probably for the best. I mean, if they go like Ballista X2... I can wait. I'm going to wait. The only upside to Viling in Silvergill right now is to, like, if I hit a Mutavault or something, that would be pretty sick. So we're just hoping that they're holding, like, 5 counter spells in their hand. And at this point, I'm pretty sure the Chalice on 0 is kind of useless. Now I could end step flash in Trickster with mana and Violin a Harbinger and have a ton of damage on the board. Okay, didn't really want another land there. So if this goes through, they'd be at 9. Okay, Thirsting. Looks like it's going to go through. Could put the Lord on the board right now, bring him down to 6, make it that much harder, but... they discarded Chalice and what? Another... oh, that was it. They only needed to discard Chalice. So yeah, I'm fine. I'm just going to chill as it is, I think. Maybe if they remove one of my creatures, I would Violin. Like, if they have a Dismember, I feel like I'd get the Lord on the table, but... Uh-oh. Tap out, opponent. Play a Solemn Simulacrum. Called it. Called it. And that should be the game. Walking Ballista. I think it might still be the game. What I can do is they're gonna ping one of these things, and I'm gonna no, they're gonna So I guess I should get the Lord on the table now. Do I let this resolve? Maybe it doesn't matter. Let's say they kill both of these things right now. I flash in Trickster, flash in, and then I play my Lord, and it's just game over. Unless they have a Dismember, but I think they're still dead then. I think the plan is let them have it. And then I'm going to go for my Trickster here. If they go for killing the Silvergill, I Violin a Lord and save a Silvergill. But again, sequencing not a big deal here. Although they could I guess we'll just have to see what they do. Oh, they're just letting it go? I guess... Actually, yeah, I'm gonna put down Harbinger now. Because then they could kill... Yeah, I think this is correct. Oh, wait, yeah, is it? Yeah, it is correct. So we still have 9. They could... Oh, wait, they can't do this now, though. Yeah, so it's good. We're good to go. That's totally GG. Because they can't activate. It's going back to hand. We're swinging for 10. We're swinging actually for significantly more than that, I guess. 15. Yeah, opponent scoops. All right, so this should be a good matchup. It is possible to lose to Bluetron. One of the tricks is to not super over sideboard against them. However, Chalice of the Void is not good in the matchup, and that just creates a nice pocket of space to just to just slide these deprives in. Brazen Borrower also potentially not the best. Spreading Seas is just okay because it's a Tron deck, so we want our seas. We want all our creatures, and none of this stuff is super great. Relic of Progenitus can be okay. Some Blue Tron lists run a single Snapcaster. One of my best Magic friends has been on Blue Tron for like 10 years. And it's sort of like Merfolk in the sense that they're always running different tech in their flex slots, and people are really like individual about what approach they choose to take. So Brazen Borrower could potentially just bounce like a Wormcoil Engine. I guess that's pretty good. It's also just a flying creature, which seems pretty nice. I don't think there's anything here that I really want to take out. So we're going to run it back. We had, if you remember, kind of a weird hand that game. We had double Chalice, but it was a very nice opening hand with Ether Vial. I guess just the redundant Chalices and me actually putting a Chalice on the board. Opponent's mulliganing. I feel like we have to keep this. We've got a counterspell for one of their big things. We can shut them off of. Now, giving them blue mana can sometimes not be optimal, but Expedition Map. Okay. All right. Lords are excellent if we can actually cast them. So what's up with the black mana? That's the question. All right, well, so we're priced into just ripping a Spreading Seas here. If they want to spend a counter spell on Spreading Seas, I mean, they could burn like a Remand. That would be fine. All right, they let it go. Sweet. And there it is. All right, so things are developing. Blutron, it's a pretty slow deck. I could see them letting it resolve, right? Because it's just turning one of their blue sources into a blue source. But we really needed the card draw here. They got Academy Ruins to put Expedition Map back on the top, I guess. Okay, I guess. But I'm just going to hit Academy Ruins, I guess, now. Or now I'm going to start playing creatures, I guess. They can do this during their upkeep. It's super slow. Super slow. They're trying, like, if they hit, they can't play Wormcoil next turn. I guess Ether Vial. Oh, hey. I guess they're going to name Mutavault. Could name Ether Vial. Ether Vial might be a good name, but with Mutavault on the table, they kind of have to name Mutavault, I think, right? So that's okay. We weren't going to attack with it for a long time. We have so many spells to cast. Well, it's an unfortunate draw, but it is a land, which, you know, we can instant speed cast Harbinger. We do have Brazen Borrower. At some point, we can bounce that and activate the Mutavaults. So, yeah, I could hit Academy Ruins right now if I felt like it. They did feel like they wanted to search that up. So we could just keep churning through the deck. So, I can't... I mean, next turn, what can we do? We can go Seas plus if we draw like a Silvergill. So that's a case for not playing Seas right now. It actually uses the gray mana a little bit. Can't really see a huge downside in playing a Lord right now. I guess they get to put Expedition Map on top of their deck and maybe get Blast Zone, which could be pretty nasty. So I think I am going to take this opportunity just to put Spreading Seas on the Academy Ruins. I mean, maybe they play an Oblivion Ring and they just lose all my Spreading Seas. This could be entirely too slow. I do like drawing actual usable lands, though, at this point. Like, if opponent is trying to, like, recycle their Walking Ballista, that's a pretty nasty line. Yeah, it could be. Could be for sure. But they're on 3 cards. We've got 7 cards in the hand. We've got, including a counter spell, which if we draw an island, I might just pass the turn with Harbinger and Deprive up. I might just do that anyway. What's happening here? Treasure Mage means they get to get a big thing, which if they tap out next turn for a Wormcoil Engine, I'll just Deprive it. Nice. So if they play a land, they're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exactly 6 for Wormcoil Engine. There it is. You can dismiss that. Good old Deprive. And now we apply the pressure. Not going to bounce this thing, though. So thanks for joining me for the stream this evening, everybody. Really appreciate your company. If any of you are not following the channel and you feel like doing that, I'd really appreciate it. I think I'm like really close to really close to 150 followers. So I'd love to get over that threshold. If I could get a couple more of you guys to give me a follow. So I think it's just beatdown time. Like, I mean, I'm just gonna play all my lords. If they just slam Ugin, we still have Smuggler's Copter. I don't know. Let's get some damage in. Maybe they have that Shark Typhoon card in hand. So this is 7, and then it's lethal next turn. Well, maybe not, right? 12, now it's 15. Yeah, it should be lethal, so. Let me pitch this Mutavault. Maybe they'll give me another Spreading Seas or something. Trickster is a good one. Trickster is a flash creature. Oh, what's happening here? Shark Typhoon? It's such a cheesy card, Shark Typhoon. You got it. All right. So we're going to have the Smuggler's Copter. Not great if they leave back. Oh, wait, they're blocking my Copter, of course. So they take 4. We've got 12 with Island Walk. Yeah, well, the Shark, good against Smuggler's Copter, but we did get a nice loot out of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now they've got an. If they've got an Ugin, then I think we just lose. This looks like it could just be like a board wipe. But they could also tap out, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for a 4/4 Ballista. Doesn't really change the math on, like, they'll play a Ballista, hit this for 2, and then this will still be a 3/3s, and the Ballista can't do too much more. I feel like blocking seems reasonable here, but it's got to be some kind of trick involved. Maybe it's not doing anything because of Island Walk, and that explains the attack. But they could also have Spatial Contortion. I just thought of that. Is that what it's going to be? All right. It's got Spatial Contortion. Still going to kill the Treasure Mage, so we're going to take a little bit less damage. We've got our Trickster for the Shark. Also, actually, Harbinger for the Shark is pretty sick. Oblivion Stone, which they cannot activate this turn, but they can next turn, and then Mutavault comes alive, which is kind of nice, unless they put a Fate counter on Pithing Needle. But they can't, again, they can't do that this turn. And they're empty-handed at this point. So, that's pretty nice. I think I'm just going to attack, and then I can actually flash in both Harbinger and Trickster if they decide. Although with 0 cards, they could just draw into a counterspell. I mean, it might just be correct to... see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They can't put a fate. Okay, let's see how this goes. It's getting in for 6. And then I think we're just going to sort of see how it goes. We'll keep attacking with the Lords until they... like, maybe we take the hit from the Shark, or maybe we don't. Maybe I'll just flash in Harbinger here. Because Harbinger makes it lethal also. Could also just Trickster. Save the Harbinger. Anyhow. I think Harbinger's probably fine. Oh, they're condescending. But then they don't have enough to crack Oblivion Stone, which means we can kill them. Basically, yeah, so this is out of their hand. It's going to counter it, and we're going to take some damage. I'm going to flash in Trickster, and then I think we just win. Opponent's scrying. They went top, so they're not going to be, I think, happy about this turn of events. I don't believe I'm missing anything here. Oblivion Stone takes 5 to activate. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nothing in their graveyard that they can use, right? Just making sure after that punt against. If they're not scooping, I'm going to play spells. All right. So, as I said, Blue-Tron tends to be a pretty good matchup. Shark Typhoon, I've been seeing it at blue-white control, obviously in Blue-Tron here. Seems like a pretty powerful card. But, I don't know. What do you guys think about Shark Typhoon? I mean, it's something that lets them, like, dump all their mana into it and cycle, but, like, wouldn't just playing, like, one of those draw spells where, like, you play, like, you pay 2 blue and then X and draw, like, 10 cards or something be better than just getting a 5/5 flyer? You could also play Sphinx's Revelation. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of things that you could tap out for that might be better than Shark Typhoon. So, all right, sitting at 3-1. The deck has felt excellent. I just punted against 8-Whack. I'm going to take a quick break, and we'll jump into the last round. Okay. So what have we beaten? We've beaten As Foretold, Electro Dominance, and then we beat Blue Tron. And what was the other deck? This was Blue Tron. This was 8-Whack. One of these two was As Foretold. Oh, Dredge. We beat Dredge, yeah. Dredge was this guy. Dredge, and then As Foretold, and then Mono Blue Tron. I like this list. Chalice has felt very relevant. The only matchup it wasn't relevant in so far, I think, is, well, I guess it's not good against, it wasn't good against Dredge or who won the die roll here. Huh. So that's a mulligan. We haven't been mulliganing too much this league. Speaking of, we do need to mulligan this as well. Opponent's keeping 7. Okay. So we're going to keep this and hope that the massive card advantage of Chalice against certain decks like Prowess are going to get us there. So we're going to keep. We're going to bottom a Smuggler's Copter and an Island. And let's see if a turn 2 Chalice is enough to get us there. It's what this deck tries to do. It does mean that unless Chalice gets blown up, that subsequent Ether Vials are dead draws. Is this going to be... Don't... Okay. If they Stubborn Denial this, maybe we even wait a turn to play around Stubborn Denial, but then they could just Thoughtseize it, right? Gotta do it, right? Oh, you know what? Why don't I go for Smuggler's Copter, see if they Stubborn Denial that. They didn't do it. So maybe you get them to tap out next turn, play some 2-drop. Like Jace, Vryn's Prodigy or something. Oh, is this a Teamer? No, it's a Sultai deck. Opponent passing the turn again. You know what? They probably play like Drowned in the Lock and such as counter spells, and with my empty graveyard right now, I could just start attacking with Smuggler's Copter, but I'm sure they have like a Fatal Push or something. So I am going to try to jam the Chalice right now. Actually, hang on. I'm going to play around Stubborn Denial like I said I was going to, but this is not a Death Shadow deck anymore. All right, opponent, let me have it. Okie dokie. So no 1-drops, no Thoughtseize, no Serum Visions, no Thought Scour. Okay, Growth Spiral. I did play against a deck like this recently that played Growth Spiral, but it was a weird value-oriented Shadow deck, actually. But this looks like Wilderness Reclamation, doesn't it? If it's Wilderness Reclamation, then I guess Chalice doesn't do a ton, right? Yeah, not exactly sure how impactful Chalice will be, but possible that the only counterspell type thing in their hand was that Cryptic Command, so let's see what they're working with. All right, well, we need to start applying some pressure. All right, Cryptic back on top of the deck. I could have looted away one of those lands, but I think 4 lands is kind of where I want to be. Opponent's going to be able to cast Uro next turn, which is rather unfortunate. What are they doing with this 1 mana? Oh, they can't cast anything. I guess they're going to cast into... Oh, maybe they'll just get that in the graveyard. All right, maybe I shouldn't have looted. Maybe I shouldn't have looted. Another Lord would have been pretty nice. So what is the payoff in this deck? Obviously, I guess they have Uro. We can bring in Relic. Wilderness Wreck. Okay, so bringing in all the counter spells. We're bringing in the Relic of Progenitus. We're taking out Chalice of the Void. They did not cast Uro. We know they have a Cryptic in hand, so... Pitching the Spreading Seas would be decent. I'm pretty sure I'm out of this game here. I mean, they could have cast Uro last turn and still untap their lands, I think. Okay, so again, all the counter spells in. I will leave Brazen Borrower just to be able to like bounce a Wilderness Reclamation and like gain a turn where they can't just like Cryptic Command me. They'll go like all in casting Wilderness Rec, planning on untapping for Cryptic Command. Dead of Winter, why not? It's a good card. So yeah, Chalice not so useful. We did mulligan to 5 this game. And I'm getting a little bit flooded at this point. Guys. I think I'm going to scoop, like, very soon here. I'm gonna scoop right now. This is pretty stupid. Just things not lining up very well. Got the mulligan, we had the pointless Chalice. Okay, so Ether Gust, good against Wilderness Wreck, good against Uro, all the Deprives, all the Relics. We are going to take out Chalice of the Void. We are going to take out all of our Spreading Seas. Got a pretty nice sideboard plan here. I quite like Smuggler's Copter because it plays around Dead of Winter. I think Trickster is going to be more valuable than Harbinger in the matchup. I think I'll just take out all the Harbingers. Like, bouncing Uro isn't really that good. They get to recast it and then probably escape it again. Whereas Trickster can potentially tap down. I feel like I should be running Caverns in this list. I think that would be a change that I would make. But it does weaken the Deprives a little bit. But even if it's just 2 or 3 Caverns, Cavern of Souls, playing around counterspells is pretty good in the current metagame where blue-white control is, I think, actually the top deck. Yeah, Ferdy, I think we think alike. Definitely cut Harbinger, so let's go deck. This is a keep. This is a keep. Opponent's mulliganing to 6. This Relic is going to keep Uro in check, hopefully. And provide some card draw. Okay, they kept their 6. Okay, hopefully Copter lets us get rid of some of these extra lands. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Silvergill. It's kind of the only line here. If they remand it, whatever. If they somehow counter it, the hard counter. All right. I mean, remand is sort of okay. Not the end of the world. Well, interaction, Ether Gust, sort of decent. I'm gonna play. I think I'm just gonna play. But I don't know. Maybe I activate Mutavault here. Just go for the attack. Second main, cast Silvergill. Make sure I get some value. It could also just, if I play Silver, this looks like a counterspell to me, but could also be removal. All right, I get an attack. Nice. So I think we're going to keep drawing lands throughout the game. I could keep the... Yeah, I have to put the land down. And I believe I probably have to leave up Ether Gust for their turn. Yeah, that seems fine. So this is that moment where they go for Wilderness Wreck. I guess not, huh? All right, whatever. I mean, I think I'm just going to keep running back exactly what I've been doing. All right, they're letting the attacks happen. Ether Vial is enticing, but I don't think that's where we're at right now. I mean, they could go like Wilderness Wreck, hold up, remand. Well, that's sort of rough, but that's going to resolve. So, but I do get to nuke their graveyard, which is kind of nice. Let's do it like this. They're gonna have not so much mana. Huh. I don't know. All right. So Archmage's Charm and Jace are in hand. Yikes. All right, I might just get wrecked this game. But I can just crack the relic, whatever. They could get another... Okay, there we go. Shield's down for the moment. Maybe I should have kept the Ether Vial now, you know. But I'm still just attacking with Smuggler's Copter all the time. Let's see what they do. I've got so much gas in hand. I think I do want to get a land onto the table here. I kind of like another land too. I'm not really sure what the point of all these bounce spells are at this point. Like, I guess the opportunities have been so strange. Second Smuggler's Copter is probably... It does dodge Wraths, so I kind of like that, but we need creatures to actually activate it with. And there's more where it came from, so I think I'll pitch the second Smuggler's Copter. Maybe I just try to bounce the Wilderness Wreck, make them like, I don't even know what I do here. It's like kind of... I could just flash in Brazen Borrower. That seems like a nice plan. Archmage's Charm, huh? Well, I could try to flash in Brazen Borrower right now, but I don't know. Whatever. We've got so much gas in hand. Maybe I should have bounced the... Well, I kind of want to try it to flash in Borrower. Opponent playing nothing, not making use of their mana here. We know they have Archmage's Charm. Are they going to do it now? Okay, I mean, timing is so weird. Oh, they're bazillion mana. Let's see. Oh. Okay, I guess. Maybe before giving them... I don't know. Does bouncing this stop them from... No, it doesn't even. They're like... Alright, whatever. Okay. Lands for days. Are they going to start casting Uros now and gaining life? I guess I would Ether Gust that. Archmage's Charm all day. All right. There are 6. If I can Ether Gust this thing, play 2 Lords, swing and win. Are they going to tap out for something? No. All right. So what do I want to do here? They have an Archmage's Charm. Not... Oh, they do have it in hand. They have it in hand. So Ether Gust, not the best. But... Well, let's see what they do here. Might just be out of this. Well, passing the turn. All right, 7 cards in hand. Maybe I got a little bit greedy. Okay, well, I went for the win. They got to be running out of Mystic Sanctuaries, though. Okay. Nice. Oh, they probably should have bounced one of my lords unless they have some answer to it. I guess that really anything finished them off, but they are at 5 now, though. I guess they play Uro and gain some life, right? Could also just tap my team down again. Huh. Well, they're going to get to untap and draw cards and gain life and stuff like that, but if they don't kill one of my lords, I get to untap with a fair amount of power. If I draw one of my counter spells, we could just steal this one. That Dead of Winter was, as things stand, pretty terrible. Unless they have some grand plan that... So we just love to draw a counterspell here. And hope that they can't do anything. Oh, they conceded. Guys, that was ridiculous. They drew down to 16 cards in their deck. I mean, I think that our setup was just fine. Brazen Borrower, the timing of it against Wilderness Reclamation didn't really work out that well there. So maybe it's like, well, it is a creature, right? So maybe I trim one Ether Gust and bring in another Harbinger, or a Harbinger, just to beat face more effectively. But I don't know. This is sort of okay. I'm gonna submit it again. All right, so we're going to game 3 for the potential 4-1. Actually, on I wouldn't be too bummed if we 3-2'd the league. I'm gonna keep this. Oh no, wait. Guys, look, this is why you don't run 4 Castle Vantresses. All right, so what would otherwise be an easy keep, I think is now an easy mulligan. I can't let them get out like super ahead of me. I'm gonna mulligan. All right, much better. So they're keeping 7, so I'm going to keep, and it looks like I can probably bottom one of the islands because we're certainly going to draw more blue sources. They're all over the deck, and we can cast our spells with alternate casting costs. And yeah, I think we're good to put an island on the bottom. I might even try to attack with Mutavault on turn 1, or turn 2. Well, anyhow, I'm going to say done. Smuggler's Copter, pretty good. Definitely did a great job that game. So now I am not going to be attacking with Mutavault next turn. Do not counter this. Is Spell Pierce? What is he doing? All right, cool. So this is our saving grace here. Let's tempo him out. Nice. All right. So we're going to get this on the battlefield. Feel good about that. Okay, are they going for the Wilderness Reclamation? Are we going to get him, guys? We're going to get him good. No, we're not. Oh, well, I can still force, like, Jace. Wilderness Rec. And I think Ether Gust is the play here. We still got more Ether Gusts, and we definitely want creatures. Okay, that's interesting. this is a situation where they could tap out to play another Wilderness Wreck, and we could bounce it with Brazen Borrower. But I think I just want to get in for 5 here. Potentially pitch the Brazen Borrower, since I think we're just like... we're the beatdown here. Another Force would be amazing. Deprive is pretty good, but... we could well pitch that, actually, if we don't have another island coming. So you're going to take him down to 10. We could have 10 next turn. So since I don't have another island, excuse me, I think I'm just going to pitch the Deprive here. Let's go, deck. They're going to look to tap my team, in which case I might want to just get in like partial damage. Oh man, deck is treating me nice here. I think I'm going to activate Mutavault, go to attacks, and just get in like that. If they try to tap my team... yeah, that's no good, because then they're going to... I guess I want to crew Smuggler's Copter with Silvergill, and if they try to tap my team with Cryptic or something, then I can always activate Mutavault and get in for some beats. Not really in love with the idea of jamming a Lord. I guess if I play the Lord right now, we should have lethal, right? No, it'd be 3, 3, and 3. Pretty close. This looks like it could be an end step factor fiction too. It's hard to say what it would be. But I'm just gonna play some do some Merfolk stuff. I think it seemed like they're F6, so I will crew. It doesn't matter anyway. All right, so this is a 2-turn clock as things stand. We're gonna get to potentially loot something away, but my hand is pretty stacked right now. Pretty stacked indeed. Why would they let him attack? That makes no sense at all. So now I think I have to put a Lord on the table. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Because this is not attacking. Relic is nice. Relic is really nice. But do I want to leave up double counterspell on their turn? I don't even... if I do that, I have not even... well, they're going to take 2. I would have lethal next turn with the Lord. Again, I feel like we're just leaning here. Relic deals with Uro, which is one of their win conditions, and that we can't counter. And if they play Uro, I can play Relic and crack it right away, get rid of that thing. I think I just get rid of the Brazen Borrower here. I leave the Lord in my hand. I don't think risking it to like a Dead of Winter is worth it. They could still have Factor Fiction end step. Looks like they might. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna Violin the Lord, and if they go for the board wipe, I'm gonna go for the counter. And we've got lethal on board. Let's do it. Right, Fatal Push on the top. Excuse me. Growth Spiral resolves. So they got that Fatal Push. Gonna go for the Force here, guys. They're down to 1 card. Do we win? Do they have a land in hand? Deck. Got me there. All right. So, as close as you can get to a 5-0 without actually 5-0ing. Thanks to those of you guys who have stuck around this long. That was a pretty sick league. I had a lot of fun with this build. I am going to paste a screenshot of my moment of shame against 8-Whack to show why I didn't 5-0 this evening. Post a screenshot into the Discord. So just to review, man, you guys are real quiet. Are any of you guys still watching at this point? I was gonna say to review, I changed 4 cards in the deck. I subbed 1 Vantress for 1 Island because we got screwed a little bit on 1 opening hand with Castle Vantress, but it wasn't that bad. And we did scry a lot with Castle Vantress. The Brazen Borrowers were sort of whatever. But the other changes were I trimmed 1 Harbinger and 2 Brazen Borrowers to get 3 Tricksters. And the Tricksters are awesome. The Tricksters are just merfolk bodies that attack. So the deck felt awesome. I think, well, I was saying earlier, I think the strategy behind the heavy bounce approach with 4 Harbingers and 4 Brazen Borrowers is to really hope you get paired against Prowess a lot. And then just play Chalice on 1. Even if the opponent has a Soulscar Mage, you can Harbinger it back to their hand and then they can't cast it. So Brazen Borrower, bounce the Swift Spear. They can't cast it because you have a Chalice of the Void. Chalice did great. It won us plenty of games this evening. Yeah, all in all, an excellent league. A 4-1 with Merfolk. Again, it could have been a 5-0 if we had the same matchups. And yeah, the last thing I'm going to do for this evening is just go back to that game 3. If you guys want to sign out now, that's fine, but just going to go and grab a screenshot of round 1 because really bad. And it seems like none of you guys are with me anymore right now anyway, so not a big deal. So Play Me to Vault here did get the opponent to skip their attack, so that was kind of cool. They had 1 smash. I think they have another Legion Loyalist. They get in, I trade with 1, dismember the other. Drew the Chalice, play the Chalice, but they have a second smash to Smithereens. Play that Silver Guild, pass the turn, not much else we can do. The Ferocidon, we had to choose very carefully how to play around it. We tried to draw some cards with Silver Guild Adept. Also, double blocks seemed pretty good, but the opponent didn't go for it. We tick up. We play our Smuggler's Copter with our Grey Mana, play a Lord. Still don't want to attack, I don't think. We're at 7 life. Opponent plays their Foundry Street, sacks all their lands to get these 4/4s. Hang on a second. I got to try to stop the... Stop. Stop it. All right, cool. So this is the moment of truth here. I'm going to screenshot this right now. And then we'll be able to talk about it in the Discord. All right, guys. So once again, I really appreciate you guys joining me this evening. Had a great run with this M. Hayashi list. I'll continue to play it. It seems pretty awesome. There's so many prowess decks around that getting down a Chalice on 1 seems pretty gas. So we got the 4-1. We made a couple changes. I think I'm going to stick with my changes. We'll keep talking about it in the Discord. And yeah, until next time, have a good evening. Have a good rest of the week. And yeah, keep playing Merfolk. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.